Oh, I am so not looking forward to addressing this. I'm sorry I got this emotional. It's been so much. It's been such a roller coaster. Oh my god, guys, I'm doing a sit down video because that's how many life updates I have for you guys. Like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up because I'm so nervous to talk about the things I'm about to talk about in this video. Some good, some bad. I don't know. I've been avoiding a lot of these topics for a really long time, guys, so I'd really appreciate for there to be like no hate in the comments. And if you do feel like you're gonna hate on me, or if you don't like some of my decisions, or if you want to make me feel worse than I already do, please exit out. This is my updates video for the new year. First of all, I want to address the new hair. Yes, my hair is back to my original color. This is my natural color hair. My natural hair that grows from my head is black. You guys can see in all my videos when I was blonde or brunette, like brown, auburn, my roots were always black. That's my natural color hair. I'm Cuban and I'm Italian. And yeah, this isn't my real hair though. This is obviously still extensions, but I'm growing out my real hair. My real hair is getting really long. My real hair goes to here now. We'll see how long it takes for all my hair to grow this length. I have so many updates that I have a draft on my phone with the updates. Oh, first and foremost, RIP to my old intro song. UMG, Universal Music Group, decided to go through all of my fancy vlogs and find videos or vlogs where I play just like 2 seconds of one of their songs in the background, like in the car or in the limo. We finally got copyrighted for This Is What Dreams Are Made Of for the intro for the fancy vlogs. So I had to change the song for my vlogs. I see all these comments saying RIP, hey now, and it makes me so sad because that reminds me of me growing up. That reminds me of starting this channel. Like, oh, I'm getting like emotional about this. It just sucks that I had to change that song when just like that reminds me of me and these videos, and I just feel like everything's changing at once, and I can't believe I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional about a freaking intro. I am not gonna let myself cry over an intro. Let's move on to the next thing. I just hope you guys like the new intro. I worked so hard on it because I knew you guys weren't gonna take this lightly. I originally had my new intro set to the This Is What Dreams Are Made Of song, and when I uploaded the Surprising My Boyfriend with His Dream Car vlog and it was on Unlisted, 2 weeks later, before it even went public, UMG decided to copyright my video for that song, so I didn't want to risk it and keep using that song. So I had to change it. So I hope you guys like Fabulous. It's a remade instrumental. It's not like the actual song, so hopefully the remade instrumental doesn't get any copyright. I mean, I know these are fancy vlogs, but they're also fabulous, so I think it fits well. The reason I chose that song is because I was sitting at my computer and I'm like, what song do I pick? And I'm like, it's out with the old and in with the new. It's out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye, clouds of gray. Hello, skies of blue. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I cried. Also, I'm having a nose job. I know a lot of you are probably gonna say I don't need one, but I'm getting a nose job in 2 weeks and I'm so nervous. The only reason it doesn't look bad right now is because it's extremely contoured. I stopped getting my non-surgical nose job. It used to go up and out, but it got so expensive, guys. It was like $500 every 3 months to keep up with that. And by the time it was this year, I'm like, I paid more than an actual nose job. So I'm just gonna get this like lifted a little more. And it's just the tip. They said my bridge is really nice, so they're not gonna touch my bridge. I'm literally just fixing this. Like, see how it moves around? I have all this extra cartilage, so I'm getting what you call an ethnic rhinoplasty since I'm Cuban. And I'm still keeping my culture and my new nose. Like, they're really gonna help emphasize the Hispanicness and not take that away from me. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of you who are subscribed to me who are Hispanic kind of like got mad when I said I was gonna get a nose job because you guys think that my nose is what like represents who I am when I say I'm Cuban. But the thing is like, I can only fake it enough. The contouring has got out of hand. When you see me without makeup on, which you should probably look up on Google right now, my nose does not look like this. Like, for some reason, just doing my makeup, makes it look so much smaller and better. I don't want to have to explain myself even more, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see what I don't like about my nose. It's like really fat and it moves around, and I don't like how it spreads out so far when I smile, and I have to literally contour on nostrils right here and put highlight here to make it look like I have a tip and nostrils. Without contour, my nose looks like one big fat circle, and I just want definition. And yeah, I also have a lot of trouble breathing, so they're gonna take care of that as well, and I get sick a lot, so they think that will help. So yeah, I'm getting a nose job in 2 weeks, and I'm so nervous. I'm nervous to go under anesthesia. I'm nervous that like I'm not gonna wake up. I'm nervous that I'm gonna have that awareness problem where like you could feel everything going on. The reason that I didn't get my nose job in November is because I was sick with pneumonia, and I never talked about it on this channel. But that brings me to my third update. Oh, I'm so not looking forward to addressing this. So as you guys notice, like all of my Gabmas vlogs are at my parents' house. And back in August, I moved from an apartment to my first rented house. Now, my parents always told me don't rent a house, don't rent a house. Those are houses that couldn't sell. And I'm like, whatever. My parents just want to stop me from having fun and living with my college friends. But yet again, they were right. I had to learn the hard way. Right now, I don't live in the house. I have not lived in the house since October, as you can see on this channel. My friends still live in there, and I'm still paying rent for that house. And the only way to get out of the lease is to put it into showing condition so that the landlord could show it to other people and have someone take over my lease. The reason it didn't work out, guys, is because I'm allergic to the house. Meaning, when you rent a house, there aren't mandatory inspections as if when you're buying a house. So I didn't realize with the weak body I have, with the sick body that I have, with the 6 autoimmune disease body I have, I was too ignorant enough to realize that I had to have the ducts cleaned, or at least ask if they're cleaned, inspected for mold, inspected for radon, inspected for dust in the ducts. Like, I didn't realize I had to do all this. So September happens, and I'm real sick. And I go to urgent care and they tell me I have bronchitis. A week later, I go to my doctor because I'm not getting better from the antibiotics. He tells me I have pneumonia. So then I go to my parents' house to recover, and I recover in like a week. I'm like, whoa, that was fast. So I go back to the house. Then I get sick instantly again with really bad pneumonia within 3 days. Come back to my parents, recover fast, go back to the house, get sick all over again. This happened not 3, but 4 times. So it was obvious that there was an irritant or something in the house that was making me so sick, and none of my other roommates were getting sick. And that's what was really frustrating, because they didn't believe me. They thought I was faking my pneumonia. No one else was getting sick from the house. Like, this was new to all of us. We all jumped the gun on renting this house, and we didn't do our research, and we didn't know things like this could happen. So I got really sick in October, and I spent the night in the hospital a few times in October. All my roommates continued to live in that house while I was living at my parents' house. I was living at my parents' October, November, December, and I'm still paying rent over there, and my friends are still living in the house, so it was like a really awkward situation. It's like I couldn't even hang out with them. They couldn't even invite me to come over because I'm gonna get sick from the house. So the landlord was putting up a fight and wouldn't have the house inspected and claimed that it was just me and didn't believe me. Thousands of dollars later with rent and hospital bills, and he still didn't believe me. So then my primary doctor in November said he feared for my life if I were to go back and live in that house. So he wrote me a letter to give my landlord to say, look, you need to break the lease. Something's wrong with that house. I wanted to pay for inspections in the house, but that's up to the landlord because he owns the house. So I couldn't have inspections done unless the landlord went through with them. And then when he got that letter, it was enough for him to push for inspections. And I have a feeling he fought for inspections because he realized, oh shit, I haven't had inspections in this house for a while. The landlord actually lived in that house for 17 years before we lived in there. The inspector pulled out the filter in the duct. He said most likely a harmful bacteria is forming within this dust because it looked like the ducts were not checked in 17 years. This is all the dust on one of the filters, guys. I should probably wash my hands after. Oh my god. He said that. So I'm like, Oh my God, I have chronic asthma. I have a lot of things wrong with my body. So what was causing my 3-month pneumonia were these dirty ducts. And so the landlord paid to have the ducts all cleaned so that I could still live there and still pay rent. But my primary doctor said, no, don't go back because it's too late. All these years, that dust has settled into all these rugs. This is a carpet-filled house. All the rugs at this point have all the particles inside the carpets and / bacteria probably underneath the carpet and growing. So it's like, even if they clean the ducts, it's not gonna do anything. I'm still gonna get sick if I go back in the house. The landlord kept charging me rent every month, would not pay for my hospital bills. Eventually, I was just like, we're done. It's so hard to go from not living with your parents for 3 years to going back to living with your parents, guys. It's the hardest thing ever. And living with your boyfriend for 3 years and then not living with your boyfriend. Like, I think it's kind of cute still going to my boyfriend's house and him coming here. It's kind of bringing back like the old days. Sorry, I still get out of breath when I talk. It was an intense pneumonia, guys. But yeah, my friends weren't understanding at all when this was all happening. I think they might be understanding now, but I don't know if they're just saying that. I don't know. But it caused so much tension with me and my friends and believing and not believing. And they're like, you're just moving out because you don't like this person. And I'm like, no, I'm sick. Like there's just no other way to put it. Like, my body physically just did not want me to live there. Needless to say, I do have a place now. I bought a house and it's for me and Colin. And it's beautiful and it's like a cottage and so cute and small. It's a 2-bedroom. It's just perfect for like a young couple in love and starting out together. But yeah, I did buy a house, so you get that negative, but then you get a positive. And I did want to announce it on Christmas, and Colin and I had a photo shoot outside this house for Christmas, but I was like too scared to talk about it because I didn't want these friends thinking that this is why I wanted to leave this house. I didn't want another reason for them to think I was lying about the pneumonia even more. I was genuinely scared for them to find out about this house, but I did tell one of them like a month ago about this house situation, and he was very understanding. So I don't know if that was real or fake, or I don't know. Obviously, when I'm home from October, November, December, obviously by December, I'm gonna be like I don't wanna live with my parents. I can't live with my parents. I need somewhere else to go. And this time I need to buy because I'm scarred from renting. I'm scared that that's gonna happen to my lungs all over again. So now when you see PA vlogs, starting in like middle of January before my nose job, you're gonna see like my new house. What? And there's gonna be so many renovations going on with this house from January till May because I have a lot of customizations. Because it's like my first house I'm owning, I get to customize it any way I want to. I'm turning the 3rd bedroom into like a big closet, like the first apartment. I'm gonna have a bunch of shelving built into it, like actual shelving, not just like hanging rods. I'm gonna have a vanity built in the wall and like a built-in island in the closet. It's gonna look like an actual closet. So I'm excited about that. This should be a very happy time for me, but for some reason I'm still mourning some of the friendships from that other house, and it's just like a hard situation. But now I get to focus on me and Colin and our future, and I'm going to LA for a chunk of time during the renovations. I'm going to my Cinderella cottage in LA probably in like February and March so that I can collab with people and just make the best of what I've made for myself. I've noticed I've really taken this job for granted, and I put my friends and I put people before myself and before my job. And at the end of the day, sometimes things you do for other people is never going to be enough. And so with this whole experience, I've realized I gotta just work for me. I can love them. I'm still allowed to love them. I'm a very loving person. I feel like my relationship with Colin would have been stuck where it was if this didn't happen. I feel like this is really good for us to get our first like home with just us and together and in love. And I feel like if I kept up my routine of going out and partying and putting friends before him, I felt like if I stayed in that mindset, me and Colin might have not worked out. I just try to see the good in everything, and with loss comes gain. And maybe I had to go through this whole thing to become who I'm supposed to be in the life I'm supposed to be living. I've let God guide me through this whole thing. I just handed it to him and I'm like, God, you take over. I'm not gonna force anything. Even with buying this house, I just was like, God, you handle, because I forced the house and look what happened. I forced that other apartment that was falling apart and look what happened. I forced a lot of friendships and look what happened. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna let God take over and make my choices for me. I'm gonna let him speak to me and just control everything, because at the end of the day, I just can't tolerate more shit happening in my life. I feel like so much shit has happened in a matter of like 5 months, and some of the stuff that has happened to me I cannot even talk about on here because it's just too personal. And I'm okay. I have an amazing boyfriend. I love him to death, and I don't know what I would do throughout all of this without him. I'm just so ready for a new year and a new life, and a mature one. I was 23, about to be 24, and holding on to a college life. And this was God being like, wake up, you're not in college anymore. No matter how many friends you house and live with you, no matter what you do for friends, that's not your future, those are your friends. And in order to move past that and to grow up and let go of college, you need to move out and be an adult and stop partying all the time. Stop putting friends before the people like Colin or Nikki or my parents that love you so much and do so much for you and try to guide you in the right direction. I'm sorry I got this emotional. It's been so much. It's been such a roller coaster. At the end of the day, I have a really big heart, and maybe some people see that. And I don't know. But for once, I want my heart to be big enough to put me first. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do this year. You guys have been there for me more than you realize. I wasn't public about any of these issues when they were happening. I wasn't public with you when I was sitting in the hospital with pneumonia for nights. And most of the times I was alone because Colin was away or my parents were away. And it was a hard fall. I had to have Gabaween in a hotel this year because I couldn't breathe in that house. It was just a lot. And I'm glad this happened. I'm really glad this happened. It's just the loss of a few things that I need to grieve for a little bit. I'm going on vacation next week. I'm going away to an island with Colin. It's needed. I need a vacation with my favorite person in the whole world. I'm definitely vlogging it for you guys. I know a lot of you guys say, just take a break from YouTube. You need it, just take a break. If I was gonna take my break, it would have been during this rough time. But I clearly didn't take a break. I actually pushed myself to make more and more videos than the normal. But the reason I do that is because YouTube's not just my job, it's my hobby. It distracts me, it's amazing, it's fun. It's just, I'll never stop loving it. It's my hobby. I still have that same passion in my heart that I had when I first started making videos, and I don't think that'll ever go away because I get to express myself to you guys who love me for God knows why. I'm sorry, I'm like so sad and like crying and I'm like sweating, so I'm gonna spray myself. I love you guys so much, and I'll keep you updated. I'm sorry I cried. Please don't be sad for me. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next fancy vlog, which will be soon. It's every 3 days, so yeah. Love you.